8 grams of tasty protein for a day full of good. Day one care to newborn skin. New Ogino baby.
Well, we'll call the meeting of the May 11th, 2026 school board to order, and our two members, Jenna Northern and Amanda Carter, are attending virtually, and we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. And all the young SB award leaders are going to lead us in this. Ready? States of America and to the republic for which it stands, nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This time, Dustin Nickel is going to present the monthly SB awards. Is the final. SB stands for Exceptional Student Performance this year. This award is given to students who are doing well academically and have an exceptionally positive attitude about school. They demonstrate respect and responsibility towards staff and their peers. They show courage by not conforming to peer pressure and refuse to accept anyone that bullies. The school board and the district want to recognize these students by celebrating their success at the beginning of each board meeting. Students receive a certificate, meet the board members, and their names are announced on the web. After everyone's received their award, we ask all of the awardees to come up and stand online and face that direction so that a picture can be taken. And tonight is actually our one time out of the year. I'm going to have Cannon, our high school representative, come up, and we're going to pull a name out and give a Chromebook to one of the winners that have received an award during the year. And I'm told that the ones that are receiving it tonight their names are in here already as well. So, Dustin.
Okay, start out with from Cedar High School, Elijah Cruz. Also from the high school is Wesley Rader. Right from junior high, Riker Unified.
That make you feel old?
Very. Yeah, those are parents. Very school. Also from the junior high, Addie Gay. Foster Elementary, Connor Johnson. And Foster, also Colton Johnson. There you go. From Hawthorne Elementary, fan favorite, I think, from your half the families here, Rand Riggs. Congratulations. Chitty Hinch.
Yeah.
Also, Hawthorne, Kennedy Corning. Neighbor Peter Martin, Holly, Elise Strong. Congratulations. The Low Heights, Adlin McKinney. Also from Volk Heights, Aurora Gander. Central Charter School, Henry Martinville. Also from Charter School, Riley Reed.
Now we'd ask if everyone would bring their award and come forward for a picture.
And tall people in the back, and you guys can face that direction.
Good. Right. And hold it up a little bit. All right, ready? One, okay, so I take a picture on three, so make sure your eyes are open, okay? 1, 2, 3. Again, 1, 2, 3.
Honey. So at this time, if Cameron would come up here. What's that? Cameron. God, Cameron.
Brandon, just one. Five.
And the winner is Martin Chelstad from the high school. So we'll have to get this. We'll have to get that to him. Before our public comment period, we understand this is a school night, and at this time, we usually take about a 5-minute recess, and everyone doesn't need to feel bad for leaving with their children, especially at how hot the building is.
The school dissipates.
I think the school.
Or maybe he's the one in charge.
Yeah.
He's the one in charge.
Yeah, that's
Guy
true.
with the gavel.
Guy with the gavel, they always go to that person. Better him than me. Class reunion. students, the kids.
Cool.
50% students.
Now we'll start back up with public comments. Mr. Luke Osberger submitted a comment.
Good evening. I want to commend the school board for recognizing students who do not participate in bullying in our schools. SB Awards have been a time-honored tradition and interesting to celebrate, and I appreciate that. Tonight, I'd like to speak about board policy BFF, which is titled Board Member Standards of Conduct. This is a list of 22 expectations of board members. Tonight, I'd like to highlight 5 of them. The 4th one on the list is titled Respect the Right of Other Board Members to Have Opinions and Ideas Which Differ. 6th on the list is Make decisions only after the facts are presented and discussed. Number 10 on that list is Be open, be fair, and be honest. No hidden agendas. Number 17 is Respect the right of the public to attend and observe board meetings. And number 18 is Respect the right of the public to be informed about district decisions and school operations as allowed by law. Transparency has been disregarded. And for the past 2 months, we have had opportunities to correct the issue that have gone undone. The meeting minutes that have been okayed the last 2 months do not have direct quotes during board public comment section. And I was just hoping that we could look into that. Some people do not have access to the recordings on YouTube, or the recordings are a little bit muddy. These standards of conduct that have been outlined in board policy BFF have been established and agreed upon by this board as well as boards in the past, and should be followed by all elected members. We need to return to a focus on students, and we need to measure what is important. Literacy rates, grad rates, those types of measurements. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Luke.
I would like to say that I know that I've had a real challenging time myself trying, when I've missed a couple of board meetings, to find the YouTube, like the recordings on YouTube. And I know I did talk to Julie, and Julie contacted me and they sent them to me, which was great. But it would be wonderful if we had them very easily accessible from our homepage. When I tried to access it from the page, the district homepage, it took me to one from about 10 years ago. It doesn't list the current ones. So I'd like that to be looked into and
Yeah, no,
make sure that
I hear that. This last one I had a hard time finding. I finally found it, but most of them are on Sweet Home School District page with YouTube.
Yeah,
If you search,
go on
if
there.
you search hard enough,
it doesn't put them in the right order though.
it doesn't put them in the right order. And I don't know that it ever,
Has.
I don't know that it even has the ability to do that. I don't know.
My kid can find things on YouTube, but I can't.
well,
I know.
I think it's something
But-
very important that we should be looking into and correcting.
Thank you for that. Do we have any agenda? Well, we're looking for agenda approval changes. You have in front of you a revised agenda that adds J through O.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the revised agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion from Dale, second by Mary. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay. What about our two online?
Jenna said aye.
Yep, Amanda said yes.
Okay.
We're good.
Passes unanimously. Next, we'll move on to student and personal reports comments, starting with certified and classified representatives.
Hello. If you didn't know already, I was elected as the new union president. So I'll be taking over for Steve for at least the next year. I don't have much for you guys today. We got graduation coming up in a few weeks. On May 26th, the senior awards night takes place at the high school. Around 6 o'clock in the evening, I think. I'd have to double check on that, but you guys are all welcome to attend for that.
Mr. Adams, can you
Oh.
say your name?
Yes,
Like I
sorry.
said, and
I'm
you
Jared
are-
Adams, yeah. Yeah, sorry, Jared Adams.
And what do you teach?
I teach social studies at Sweet Home High School. Other than that, I think we got the contract ready to go, certified, needs to be signed off on that. And that's all I got for you. You guys have any questions for me?
What was the time for the awards on the 26th?
6:30, thanks, Cam. All right, if you have any other questions for me, you can reach out to me, at the high school. Otherwise, I'll see you next month.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Is there a classified representative? Looks like,
We do have junior high.
yeah, next, the student report, and I guess we'll start with the high school maybe. Go on to the junior high after that.
We have May weekends, so May 4, we have 8 boys and 8 girls. We have all of our community service projects coming up that we do during May weeks, a lot of home during to elementary schools. Choir, going to Wiley Creek and singing them out there. They also have a concert with Point First choir, and band is doing the senior parade. I'll talk about that more in a little bit. We have a unified kickball tournament, the 28th, where we have 4 other teams coming into the field over here. The last year, it's our second game. We're very clear. We just had our unified CTE day, where we brought in around 40 unified students to come explore opportunities they would not usually have at their school, so they came into our orchestra building and some of them welded. That was pretty cool.
It's cool.
Track wise, we just had new champs. We had around 40 teams, around 600 people competing, all good track. The track team this year raised $2,000 selling oranges. We have senior night the 12th, so 2 days. Softball, they have senior night the 21st. They have 7 seniors, all 3 or 4 year letter winners. And then baseball, senior night is the 20th. They also unfortunately not get theirs. Tennis, they had 2 seniors this year. They just finished up their season. Talking to the coach, and he said they have enough steam to roll it the next year and keep it going. Pretty cool. Golf, they had 4 seniors. They just made a new short range facility right now, no promises. They call it Husky Hill. Boys districts, this is at High Canton State. There's a all league champ, which was Trent Harvey. Bella Wagner got 10 out of 50. And there was 9 girls and 9 boys seniors. Or sorry, yeah. This year there's 9 girls and 9 boys. They went from 2 girls and 9 boys to 9 girls and 9 boys. We had a Ford Foundation scholarship recipient, which was $40K per year. And then we have the senior awards night at 6:30 in the main gym. Booster Club Athletic Awards is June 1st. We have our final assembly, the 3rd. And senior last day is also the 3rd. And then senior parade is June 4th. We have the baccalaureate, the June 3rd at 7 at the community chapel. And then graduation. Good. You guys are all invited to graduation. You guys would like to come? Love to see you guys there. We have around 15 days left for the seniors. Yeah. Not good.
Are you a senior?
I am a senior.
You should know exactly how many days, minutes, seconds.
That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We have a couple representatives, Natalie Goodell and Lowell Watkins here to give a report from the junior high. One of you can grab that chair there on the end if you want to.
Hello, thank you for having us tonight. I'm Natalie, and this is Leo. We are TLC students at the junior high. Tonight, I wanted to share with you some things that have happened in the junior high recently and that we're looking forward to.
2 weeks ago, we had our final spirit week of the year. We had fun dress up days and competitions throughout the week and an assembly on Monday and Friday. One highlight was the staff fashion show where some of the staff wore items from the student roster. We also had a spring formal Friday evening. We got dressed up, had a live DJ. There were cookies, a dirty soda bar, games, and a picture.
Last week, we had 9th grade class board elections. We had 31 students running for class board, so we did a primary by doing students vote for the top 5. The top 15 students from the primary went to the general election. The top 15 students gave a speech in front of the peers at assembly, and then the students voted. The top 10 made it into class board. We were both proud to say that we were elected to be on freshman board class next year.
Good for you.
We only have 22 days of school left this year, and we are really looking forward to our 8th grade field trip and 8th grade promotion. Part of the transition to high school is the shift assembly, which is June 3rd. The entire 8th grade class will go to the high school. The high school will start with an assembly and then dismiss the seniors for the final time. Then each class moves to a new seating area for next year, and then they all welcome the 9th graders as we enter for our first high school.
Last, we have Tiger Olympics coming up on the last day of school year. So we'll currently be getting ready for that in homeroom. If you don't know what that is and would like to come to watch, especially for the first part of it, we begin with the Parade of Nations. Each homeroom chooses a theme and design a flag, costumes, and chant. Ms. Riggs stretches this for us last year. After the Parade of Nations, we go to the turf field and compete in various mini games for tickets. Those tickets can be used to enter raffles for various prizes.
Thank you for letting us be here tonight. Are there any questions for us?
Are you both 8th graders?
Yeah.
Yes. Excited to go to high school?
Nervous, but yeah.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next, we have the superintendent's report. And you guys can do the same like the award winners. You can stay, or we're not going to be offended if you leave and go do home. Enrollment attendance update, Terry.
All right, thank you. So with enrollment, we are up total of 9 over last month. And so you can see the numbers across there. Foster up a few, Hawthorne up 1, Poly up 2, Okites up 1, junior high is even, and high school has had a mix of in and out as they do. But overall 21-29 as opposed to 21-20 previously.
What do you attribute that to? Is that just people moving into the community?
I'll say dumb luck at this point. You know, we've been in a downward trend, as has our neighbors. And so at this time of year to have an increase, well, whatever it is, we'll take it. With the attendance, Congratulations again to Hawthorne, 92.88%. This is the 6th month this year that they've been over 92% attendance. So great job there. Thank you.
They're cheating somehow.
And you have in your, Julie passed these out. It's a single pager, two yellow lines, 2 pink lines. This is the bullying report. The board officers asked that we have a copy to hold on to, touch and look at. So if you will look to April, there have been 25 reports total. And there was 1 out of the 25 founded.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely, you're welcome. On pillar 2, thriving students, prepared citizens. Mr. Brown is going to speak. High school. Brown, Mr. Huff.
Sean, that's.
Okay, join me because he looks better than he's younger.
Yeah, it makes it fast.
Yeah, no, I need my steps.
Oh.
It's a good looking hat though.
Oh, I did, it is, I changed, had to make sure it didn't clash with my Liberty flag.
Yes.
And you were right, you had fly, so that's.
Well, it'll be better.
Yeah,
It for a while it won't be, but it'll be better.
So, one thing that's kind of neat that just before I get into this, if I can for just a minute, the CTE Day, the Unified CTE Day, about a year ago, is our 2nd year with it. So a year ago, Lindsay and the CTE team put that together. And what they do is they invite students with special needs from other schools to come in to participate in CTE Day with our kids. A lot of these schools don't have those programs. But when I was thinking about that today and recently, it's not new. Everything comes around. So a fellow that I used to work with, Mr. Nickel, had a situation where we had a student a number of years before I got here. This is on YouTube, but before I got here, there was a fellow that had some situations of disability with his hands. And so Dustin take him into class. My understanding, correct me anything I'm wrong, because I wasn't here then, but they made some special gloves and they would do some tools so the student could participate in woodshop back in the day. So the stuff that we're doing now is nothing new. It's good stuff that people have done in the past. So, but it was a very special day to have a set of kids going around. They had to make little toolbox out of wood. They got to make a little hanger for flowers for their parents. That's some welding shop. Zach had them throwing axes, which was a little scary, but and like I said, those things. Drawing attention, one of these days, I'm going to bring in some further years back. I'm going to go back to about a decade ago. We had 2 or 3 years in a row that our graduation rate was right about 70%, 71%. Didn't move. And then since those times, there's a great team at the high school. We've got a great staff and we've been able to work together. And Chris was there doing some of that stuff and we worked with the things. Graduation is something we've concentrated on quite a bit. So with the graduation rates, there's always some ebb and flow. So we got 3 years in 23. You can see on this, state average is in the blue there. State was a little bit ahead of us, 23, a little bit ahead of us, 24. And a little bit ahead, it was 81.80 last year, and we were at 80.98. So not much. This year at 25, we got a little bit ahead of the state average, which is what we want to do. And we'd love to get up, the push it to get 90 plus every year. That's our push. On the next page, we go in, it does just a correlation. Here's talking about 9th grade on track. The reason 9th grade on track is so important, it's a clear indicator if the student is on track, and that means 6 or more credits going in their 9th grade year. At the end of that, they have a much higher chance of graduating on time, which means in 4 years. And so the kids, we put down the ninth grade on track, is two things that we push ninth grade on track and then the graduation rate. As you can see, the correlation in here, class 23 is 74, the class of 24, 68. That was one of the years that we had, I think the freshman in 2020, right? That class of 24, when it was in 2020, there's a big thing that happened like sort of worldwide. And 68% only that year at ninth grade on track. The kids coming up the next year, 85% on track, and for the class of 2025. Ninth graders, they were 89% on, or 85% on track. We had an 85% graduation rate. So it's a good correlation. What we always try to do is we try to beat that ninth grade on track. We beat that, that's incredible. When it gets to graduation time. One of the things students with disabilities, we looked, not sure what back in 23, but this is one of the areas that we look at how our students with disabilities are working as far as the state. Last year to 83% graduation rate. Getting to students experiencing poverty, and I'm not sure what was going on in the state last year. It must have been really bad with the up in Portland, but we had an 84% graduation rate, and the state average was 71 on the students navigating poverty. This is the one I'm most proud of. If you guys stuff something, you're supposed to be pray not to be proud, boastful, proud, all this kind of stuff. So I'm coming down out of Cascadia each morning. But this is one I'm really proud of because our team, the students that are navigating homelessness, whatever the fancy words is now, our kids don't have a steady place to live. We've been able to get those students beating the state average like every year since they started doing that data. That's probably one of the things I'm most proud of because these are students that many places lose. And our district is able to work together. That's anyway, any questions? And there's an over-under back there. They're trying to bet on how much I talk, but I'm not sure. Any questions y'all have?
Congratulations. Are there any programs that you can point to that you're doing at the high school that would make?
Sweet Home High School.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, like I said, I got the best people in the world. It's the best job. That's why we come back with a new good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So
Is there a ninth grade on track program or?
we do. We have ninth grade on track. We watch that with ninth grade and 10th grade on track. We have a class that's looking at some ninth grade. What we'll do is a thing, they have champions. We'll match up the students with some champions in the school, students in ninth grade that are sort of struggling. So those programs, now it's crazy when we go to the state or they'll have LBCC will run some things and get some things where they bring us together to try to teach us how to do things right. And what I found is that we're setting the bar pretty well with those things. It's every year it's a battle though. Right now I've got seniors that some of them go crazy. It gets right to the end. So I have some seniors that we're looking to get through. The social emotional struggles that our kids have are real. And so our counselors are dealing with that right now, trying to get seniors through that we've not had problems with in 4 years. And there's some issues now. And so there's a lot of struggles, but I have the best team in the entire world.
How are we looking for graduation rate this year?
Right now, I don't have the exact number of where we're sitting, but I was looking, we came down. We got 26 early grads, which is good and bad and ugly on the thing. Some places won't let their students finish early because of a number of reasons. When we've looked at our kids, Terry has been huge working with me on this. It's one of the things we go in and go, boss, we can pull the brakes a little bit and try to slow down where we can go. Because the kids that are many of those in our alt-ed program, or almost all of those in our alt-ed program, if we pump the brakes on those kids, they need to slow down, we may lose them. We hate losing kids. Every kid in my career those are the ones I remember. Nate and I talked about that. The ones that we've not been able to get through, we feel like failures. So we're pushing those things, but 25 or 26, I just had a kid going today. And many of those students are students that would not have graduated. Some of them are going to be juniors and seniors. So they'll count for this year's graduation and some will count for next year if the juniors want to start. They go to the ninth grade year, so at the end of 4 years. But we have kids coming to us from other places, which is really beautiful. It's like, we have a kid, and sometimes we get a fifth year, sure, we got a fifth-year kid coming in. They don't help us on the grad rate thing, but they've come from somewhere else and they've been unsuccessful. My team's able to get them through. It's good. Like I said, man, it's the best team in the entire world.
Nice.
The other. Can I interject and maybe what Mary was asking about though? One of the things that I remember when I was teaching, that they were saying that it's like between 85 and 90% of the students that participate in the CTE program graduate.
Yeah.
85 to 90% more than the
Yeah,
others.
it's over the
So-
90%. Yeah.
So with Ralph doing this thing for the special needs kids, and where our district at one time had kept Woods, Metal and Otto, and everybody else has gotten rid of all of them, one of them or whatever. They've added FFA and forestry in the last 7 or 8 years. So where other people are cutting, this district and this board saw the need for the CTE program, keep our knuckle draggers in school and interested, and it's a tribute to the administration there. So
Dustin wanted to tell you this because he's Dustin, but the forestry deal, when I got in, that was one of the things that he was the leader in that with Tommy Harris, our soup at that time. I had a little bit of part because it was a great idea. It was great for my son. It was great for a lot of students that came through. But Dustin, he, like I say, won't say that somebody was in the lead on that with getting that forestry teacher was huge in our community. And then now, like I said, with the FFA, we'll be able to add as well. A lot of good stuff for kids in Sweet Home. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Under pillar 3, academic success for all, summer school update. You may have caught news or maybe not, all across the state, they selected districts that receive summer school funding and ones that don't. And I'm very pleased to report that Sweet Home did receive funding for summer school, little around $265,000 per year for 3 years. This is the first time that I know of that they've actually funded 3 years out. Usually it's deep at the very tail end of the school year. It's like, okay, you have it, we need a budget from you in 2 weeks, let's go. And so this, they actually did let us know the very, very bitter end of April. And we do have that for 3 years rolling. We have some of our most experienced staff teaching it this summer. Some of our rock star teachers have really stepped up to take on this challenge. We have 59 students signed up already. And so we're really looking forward to that, helping make a difference for our Sweet Home students.
What are the dates of summer school? Do you know?
It'll be 5 weeks time. So once school is out, it'll be a continuation for 5 weeks. Any other questions on summer school? Hearing none. Connected School Community, Hawthorne School is going to present on Hawthorne Act of Kindness, Mr. Looney.
Ian saying no is not enough. Ian, you show. Would you go to that? You do not want to. All right. So this is Ian sitting back here. This is a little piece of his history and his life. I can do this. I will get emotional in this. I apologize. So
We'll just laugh.
okay, good.
It's a joke.
All right, so service within community. So second grade student, Kian Barter, he made a comment about how his dream job would be to serve coffee to firefighters. What you don't know is Kian's dad was a firefighter. And so you're going to hear a little bit more about his story as we go through this. But so someone overheard him say, I want to serve coffee. And what you don't know is these little voices that you hear make things happen sometimes. So Kian's dream was inspired by his dad, who was a firefighter in Anthem, Arizona. For 17 years, he eventually became a captain at Daisy Mountain Fire Department. There's some pictures of him serving the coffee and talking to the firefighters. So unfortunately, Kian's dad was killed in a hunting accident when Kian and his older brother Callan were very young. Julie Harvey was the counselor at Hawthorne who heard Kian's dream. And she has some contacts with the fire department. So she contacted Nick Tyler, Sweet Home Fire District fire chief, and they set up a date and time and made Kian's dream a reality. So I want to brag and say only at Hawthorne do your dreams come true, but that is not the case. Every one of us in the Sweet Home School District has had a story or has a story to tell about making dreams come true. So we want to thank you, Julie Harvey, Nick Tyler, Sweet Home Fire District, and our amazing student, Kian Barter. That's his brother. I think there's a laser pointer here. In there? Maybe.
Bigger brother on that.
No,
Right.
it says there is one. Ice cream. So that's my quick little story about Kian Barter. Doesn't want to say anything, do you? Peace out. He says, peace out. All right. Go.
That concludes my report, Mr. Chair.
Looking at pictures. Next we have on the consent agenda, approved minutes from the 2013, April 13, 2026 school board meeting. And I would take note that there's information in the packet based on staff's research with OSBA. The motion last time did pass. That there was some question whether unanimous was needed on a second reading, and it's not. B, approve hire of Thomas Rosa, athletic director at the high school, effective August 31st, 2026. C, approve hire of Stephanie Rabago, assistant principal at the high school, effective August 1st, 2026. D, approve hire of Cal Schlegelman, elementary school at Hawthorne Elementary, effective August 31st, 2026. E, accept the resignation of Summer Edmonds, third grade teacher at Oak Heights, effective June 30th, 2026. F, accept the resignation of Deanna Neuschwander, first grade teacher at Foster Elementary, effective June 30th, 2026. G, accept the resignation of Gillian Copland, second grade teacher at Oak Heights Elementary, effective June 30th, 2026. H, accept the retirement of Kathy Brands Hawken, special education teacher at the junior high school, effective July 1, 2026. I approve out-of-state field trip from the Josei Club to travel to Tokyo, Japan, June 13th to June 12th to June 25th, 2026. J, now we get into the updated items. Approve out-of-state field trip from the high school FFA to travel to Indianapolis, Indiana, October 23rd to 31st, 2027. Accept the resignation from Laura McCaffrey, first grade teacher at Hawthorne Elementary, effective June 30th, 2026. L, approve the hire of Megan Taylor, fifth grade teacher at Foster, effective August 31st, 2025. Sorry, I lost that. 2026. M, approve the hire of Ashley Duffett, second grade teacher at Foster Elementary, effective August 31st, 2026. And approve the hire of Jessie Lynn Wygant, 1-2 blend teacher at Foster, effective August 31st, 2026. And O, approve the hire of Elias Stuckard, science teacher at the high school, effective August 31st, 2026.
So moved.
Motion by Dale to approve the consent agenda. there a second?
I second it.
Oh, you did. Okay, sorry, I didn't.
No,
I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you, Dustin. Motion by Dale, second by Dustin. All in favor, say aye.
Do we have any time for discussion?
Yeah, we can do, let's do a discussion before we vote.
Well, I am just looking over the minutes and I am a little bit concerned about transparency, honestly. The words that are coming in my mind when it comes to the minutes and about what they're saying in the board, we have nothing to fear. You know, we have to be accountable for our actions. If anyone from the public makes a comment that might be something that causes us to think about our performance, that should not be hidden. I'm looking at the public comment from Robert Egner, and I don't recall it being a comment on budgets, replies from the board, and questions about prior meetings. I just think it's important for us to be transparent. I just remember when that came out, you know, as part of like a government goal 15 or so years ago, and it's a good goal. And then as far as Rachel's comments were concerned, I don't see those, what we have here reflected at all what she said. It was about comments made by the chair, and I don't see that in her comments. And again, I don't think we have anything to fear. I think we have to be accountable for our actions. So I don't know how we can say that I don't approve the minutes the way that they're written, because I know that this is.
You could make a motion to take it out of the consent agenda and deal with it separately if you wanted to.
I'll make a motion that we remove it from the consent agenda and deal with it separately.
And that's A.
Yes, please.
Motion by Mary. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Rachel. Is there anything else we want to discuss in the consent agenda?
I guess my question is, are the minutes supposed to be word for word, or are they an abbreviation?
No.
Have the content of what is being said, so it does not have to be word for word, but it should, and I try to be transparent. It would be really helpful, especially when people do public comment, when they send it in, if they tell me what they're going to be talking about, that is super helpful to me. So like if you list like some of the stuff that you listed, that would have been helpful, but you put my agenda this time. Well, so then I'm trying to kind of get the feel, and I don't understand all the time the feeling of what these guys are saying, to be quite honest with you. But we can definitely take it out. And if you see in the minutes that something isn't right when we have them out, that's why you guys get them. I would love for you to tell me, hey, you know what, that isn't exactly how I said that. I'll go look, but I totally try to be transparent. But no, it doesn't have to be word for word. The motions and the actions, those things have to be. And we should have them on that. So if I'm not getting the content, I will work on that for sure. But it would be really super helpful if I didn't get what you said now, if you would have just told me, I would have went back and then I would have adjusted.
And I know,
Enough to be honest.
So anyway, but
I know
want to be transparent.
cities and counties, the equivalent will actually watch the YouTube video while they're doing it. I don't know if you do that while you prepare the minutes.
So last meeting was.
But the last meeting, the YouTube video at different points, including Rachel's comments, were
Hard to hear. And
hard to
I couldn't
hear.
Robert's.
and
As
that,
he was looking down when he was talking. So, you know, I just do my best, but Mary always transparent.
Yeah, and I don't think I've ever really read these with the eye that I should. And so by you saying that you're open to that, I think that's wonderful. And I understand now that you're open to it. And I appreciate it. Yeah. And then public comment, what if they give you whatever they read after?
And it
that?
does say like
That would be
Rachel gave her what she,
Fantastic. Just like you
copied
can't
what
get
she
everything
read,
that you're
and that
saying, but
makes
if you
her-
give me something, then I have it.
you know, I mean,
I think that's a really, really good idea. And then
And to be
that
honest,
gives
we
you,
don't have public comments. The last 2 years, we've had a ton more, I mean, not a ton, but we have had way more.
Yeah.
But usually people come in and they let us know what their public comments are about and what their regard. And so I'm totally open for that.
okay,
That's a good idea to send her.
I agree.
Yeah. I don't have any tonight, Julie.
so we've got a motion and the second to take A out of the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, say nay.
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 So I need to. I'm
What
gonna
did-
do a count
what did
because I'm
Chris-
Sure that I get this.
Nay.
So I'm gonna start.
So, Mary and Rachel were, yes, and everybody else was nay, and the two online, I didn't
got a
catch.
no from Jenna. Oh, no, no from Amanda. Do you have Jenna? All right. Jenna.
Did she put it in the chat?
There's something in there.
I know from Jeff.
Okay.
Hey, hearing that motion fails and,
Back to the original motion.
back to the original motion, approve the consent agenda. Which I take it you want to make the motion to approve it.
Yep.
And is there a second? Dustin seconded it. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, say nay.
No,
And that was,
Rachel.
Rachel was an A, and you can figure out what Amanda and Jenna were, Julie.
Okay. Amanda is yes.
Okay, consent agenda passes, budget update, Kevin.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Two budget items for this month. First in the board packet, item 7A. We are now 83% of the way through the fiscal year. Year-to-date spending is up just about 987,000 over the same time period last year. The primary reason for that, over half the increase, is due to higher PERS rates. That's something that we had budgeted for and we had anticipated. And so overall, we're set to end the year in a stable financial situation. So, we have not had some of the surprises that some other school districts have had, and I'm glad for that. Second item, you should all have a copy of the proposed 2026-2027 budget here in front of you. I'm trying to save on postage, and so rather than mailing those out, we're handing them out tonight. The budget meeting will be Tuesday, May 20th here. I do want to point out May
20th.
What was that, Luke?
May 20th is the May 19th.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Wednesday, May 20th. Okay, yes. The election is on Tuesday, May 19th. This budget document is does not include the bond. If the bond passes, what we'll do is we will update the budget document that will pass out on May 20th and go over what those changes are. So with that, any questions on the budget?
No, but thank you for all you do.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for all you do. Do we have is there like a idea of how the bond is looking?
Boy,
Well, and
I-
let's first preface for employees in the room that there's a state law that in your official duties during work hours, you can't
Sorry.
endorse or oppose something that's currently on the ballot. Us as elected officials can talk about. So go ahead.
Yeah.
I just don't want them to fall into that.
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, right now, I'm just anticipating to see what the voters decide on May 19th. And so we'll find out from there. And if we need to adjust the budget document, we will.
And since I'm an elected official, not an employee, I do appreciate Robert Egner's comments and supporting forwarding the Lynn County Republicans endorsing the bond. Sorry, anything else, Kevin?
That's it.
Now we're on to action items, board comments.
So am I reading this correct? We only have 3 people on the budget committee?
No, the entire board makes up
Okay,
the budget. We actually have one of the larger budget committees
okay,
in the state of Oregon, because we have a 9-person board that makes up the budget committee. Plus, we can have up to 9, but we're not required, so we have 3
Great, okay.
community members that have volunteered, so we have a 12-person budget committee.
okay. Thank you.
Yep.
And anything else? Any other questions for Kevin?
Yeah, and I would like to say too, just I encourage you, if you cannot be here, if you could participate either by phone or online, because to do business, we do need to have a quorum, and so it's important. We need 7 at least of the 12, and so if for some reason you can't physically be here, if you could contact Julie or me, and we can make other arrangements.
Thank you. Any other board comments? Hearing none, we'll go into executive session under ORS 192-660. Sub 2, sub B as in Bravo, complaints made against an employee. And we will ask the everybody to vacate the back of the room.
This window closed.
Yeah, and probably close the window, close the door. I think. Terry, were you gonna have the 2 directors participate?
If we could wait a minute till we get set.
Okay, I'm gonna
Anyway.
close the window.